Canada study visa at age 37. I am sharing yet another great success story of Niji, who recently got her Canada study visa at age 37. She has already completed her master's degree as well. Her percentage in bachelor degree was just 54%. So at age 37, getting study visa after doing a master's degree and just with 54% marks in bachelor's degree, that is her profile, and with that profile as well, we have got her study visa. This is quite a norm for me. I usually make videos for this type of cases where the age is about 30, 35, 40, 45, this type of cases, and it is kind of a norm for me. If someone is watching my videos, they must be knowing, you must be knowing that I do this type of cases, and she is single, but I do cases with the entire family as well. I recently made a video of Kamna, who got her Canada study visa after 2 masters at age 38 with the entire family, and Hema Malini, she got Canada study visa at age 33 with the entire family. Her video is also there on the channel, so you can watch that video as well. So it is possible to get Canada study visa at any age, and her case is interesting in one more way as well. When we submitted her visa application, we submitted it in a great rush because University of Niagara Falls, where she got admission with this percentage, it said that we cannot submit the visa application after December 31st, and we had to submit the visa application before December 31st at last moment. We were waiting for the loan, but we did not have enough time for the loan. University of Niagara Falls said that they are not going to reissue PAL in 2026. So we had to use the PAL which was available last year in December 2025. So we used that PAL, and to use that PAL, we had to deposit the fee on the last moment without even having the loan. She managed it somehow, and we did everything in so much of rush. So we applied for the visa application without even having the tuition fee receipt from the university. We we submitted visa application without GIC certificate as well. We just attached the 4x copies, and in January, during the processing of application, we submitted the web form for both the things, for fee receipt as well and for GIC certificate. And luckily she got visa as well. So it was so much of chaos during the application. Last moment we did everything, did in so much of hurry, but she got visa as well. So I do these type of cases, quite a norm. It is possible for you as well to get visa, no matter what kind of complexities are there. Even if you have done 2 masters outside Canada, even if your age is 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55 as well, it doesn't matter. Even if you have 10 refusals, doesn't matter. You can get Canada study visa at any age, with any number of refusals, with any gap. You single, you married, any kind of scenario is welcome. And I love to take care of this type of cases where the complexities are on higher side. So kind of a norm. I am sharing all the details about this particular case. So this is the visa of Niji. Recently got visa on January 2026, and the visa is also stamped now, and she can travel probably in May 2026 this year. So after 2 months, she can travel to Canada to take her classes in University of Niagara. She got her visa stamp, and this was the message sent by her. Many congratulations, Niji, again for your visa. Her brother is already in Canada. One more thing, people think that if any relative is in Canada, it is impossible to get Canada study visa. Not at all. So any kind of complexities, 99% of the complexities are just myths, and we are able to tackle all of them, no matter what kind of complexity is there. This is her profile. She is a product manager right now, doing really good in her job. She is living in Pune. Recently she was in Chandigarh. I wanted to meet her but couldn't meet. Anyway, so she is a product analyst right now. She is working. This is quite important. If you are not working, it decreases your visa chances at the time of visa application. If you are not working, in that case, visa officer see it like your prospect of returning home are quite weak because you are not working. Your career prospects are quite weak in your home country. Your establishment is quite poor in your home country. So always try to show yourself working. That is very important in any kind of visa application, whether it is visitor visa, work permit, or whether it is study visa application, any application. Try to show yourself working. If you are not working, then show yourself a freelancer at least. Show something in terms of your career in your home country or outside Canada. Business analyst, this is her job profile. I am just sharing it with you. And she went for Master of Management program. Anyone can go for Master of Management MBA program if you haven't done MBA. In that case, you can go for any management program. It is going to be good for you. You can go for Master of Global Management, Master of Management, or MBA. These type of programs are always suitable for you if you haven't studied MBA earlier. So you can do another master's, but you cannot repeat the same master's. After MBA, you cannot go for another MBA. After MBA, go for any other masters, maybe business analytics, maybe global management, maybe global business, maybe something else, maybe organizational management in Crandall. But go for any other masters. Do not repeat your masters. You are going to get your visa. You don't require to hide your earlier masters at all. You don't require. So this is her experience profile. In her education, she has completed Master of Computer Applications. MCA is there. This is a master's degree, but she hasn't studied anything related to management. Good to go. So you can go after your Bachelor of Science and MCA, Master of Computer Applications, or MEd. You can go for an MBA. You can go for Master of Management, Master of Organizational Management, Master of Global Management. You can go for these type of masters. Even if you have done masters, don't worry, you can still get Canada study visa or visas of any big countries. Just do not repeat the same master again and you are going to get your visa. Don't worry about it. She completed her bachelor's in 2009 and now there is a study gap of approximately 17 years and she was working throughout, almost all the time she was working. So even if you have a study gap, but right now if you are working, it is fine. You can still get visa even if there is a absolute gap, you were doing nothing during that period. So still you can get visa. If you are working right now, that adds a great value. So even if you are not working for so many years, at the end, if you are working right now, if you are working, it can get you visa. So that's how you should kind of play around for your visa application in terms of your gap, how to cover your gap. Right now, if you are working, in that case, it covers almost everything in your past gap. So no need to worry about your past gaps. Next is her IELTS score. IELTS is quite fine. So this is her date of birth if you want to check. So 1988, that is her birth. And her IELTS score is 7 overall, no less than 6. So that is what we require. If you have 6 in all modules in IELTS, you are going to get your visa. No matter how many times you need to apply, just keep reapplying, you are going to get your visa. No matter what is your age, don't worry, just keep reapplying for the visa. Do 3 things in your visa application for Canada. If you have these 3 things, you are going to get visa ultimately. First is IELTS 6 in all modules or PT 60 in all modules. If you have it, after that pay first year of tuition fee and third pay $23,000 of GIC. If you are able to do these 3 things, 1 IELTS, second first year tuition fee, third GIC, if you are able to do these 3 things, you are going to get visa. No matter how many refusals you get, do not withdraw your application, you will ultimately get it. No need to worry about it. So in Canada right now, they want less people to enter in Canada. It's difficult to enter, but it is good that less people are entering, less people are willing to enter, refusal rate is on higher side. It's always good. Any country where entering is difficult, it's always good for people who are going to enter, because less people will be entering and your survival, number of job availability, everything is going to be better for you. So you should go to the country where it's very difficult to enter. So all the countries where you are going to find that it's difficult to enter, those countries are the best to earn, because less people entering those countries, education is it is commercialized, but competition is low because less number of people are entering. So Canada is on right track. They are on the track of New Zealand. New Zealand doesn't commercialize education too much. They have a bar of how many number of students are going to enter in New Zealand, whatever they can cater to. That's it. So Canada is also on the right track in this sense. So it's good time to go to Canada because now less number of students are going. So competition is less for PR, for jobs, for getting apartments for rent. Everything is getting settled in a better way. She went for a Master of Management degree. She is going to start this degree in May 2026 this year. So Master of Management I have already shared. This is University of Niagara Falls. Yes, she went for it. If we don't have any option, then yes, we have to go for private universities. Not highly recommended. I'm going to share that as well, why it is not highly recommended right now. Financial capacity. So first year of tuition fee, she paid first year of tuition fee. I always recommend pay first year of tuition fee. Show living expenses in the form of GIC, and if you are unable to manage your GIC, then manage them for a small period. Do your GIC in ICICI Bank, or there is Beacon as well. And if you are going to open your GIC account here, as soon as you are going to land in Canada, you can withdraw your entire GIC amount at once. And you can do whatever you want to do with that GIC. If you want to buy a car, buy a car. If you want to pay second year fee with that, pay your second year fee with that. Save it, save it. So whatever you want to do, if you borrowed this money from somewhere, if you want to return it, you can return this as well. So whatever you want to do with your GIC, you will get it immediately after landing in Canada, and you can do whatever you want to do with your GIC. So if you do not have much funds and if you need to manage GIC with a promise that as soon as I land in Canada, I am going to refund the entire amount to you. So you can borrow it from somewhere and you can pay it back to the person. Liquid assets, total liquid assets were $52,000, more than enough for a visa application. So if you are paying first year of tuition fee, if you are paying GIC as well, that is more than enough for your visa application. You are going to get visa with this. University recommendation, I never shared it, but right now I am saying it openly after having so much of trouble with private universities. All private universities are troublesome right now, almost all. So right now you should choose public universities for your visa application. Most of the public universities ask you for 60 or 65% marks in bachelor's or 70% marks in bachelor's. If you have it, then always go for public universities. Right now, public universities do not require a PAL for visa application. In fact, if you go to a public college as well, any public DLI for a master's degree, you don't require a PAL. Now, colleges also have master's degree. Sanika College, they have started a master's degree. Humber, I guess, they are also coming with a master's degree. So now the colleges are also coming with master's degree. So if you are going for a master's degree in a public DLI, public college or university, you do not require a PAL, no matter how many visa applications you need to do. It doesn't matter, you got a refusal, then you need to reapply. In each reapplication, we have to ask for a PAL again. It has become so much of trouble in Canada. If we are going with private universities, it has, I don't know what to say. Whether it is York Valley University, whether it is IBU, whether it is University of Niagara Falls, all the universities are creating trouble in giving PAL. Even for the first application, they are creating trouble in giving PAL, and for reapplication, I can't even tell you. University of Niagara Falls has said that they are not going to give PAL at all. In 2026, they have said this year, September, we are going to see whether we are going to give PAL or not. We are going to give PAL only to the students who are onshore. That's it. This is what they are doing. So it's a big mess. Getting a PAL from a private university is a big mess. It's better that if possible, go for a public university, public college, so that you don't require PAL if you are going for a master's degree. That is what I recommend. Few private universities are fine. Crandall, they may have good number of PALs. Then Trinity Western University, till now they did not give us any kind of trouble. I don't know about the future, but right now they are giving the PALs, even for the reapplications as well. But very few number of private universities are there which are going good in terms of PAL. Otherwise, it's a great mess in Canada. Getting a PAL, and I don't know who makes this type of rules that each reapplication you require to take a PAL again. I don't know who is making this type of rules. What kind of bureaucrats are there? What kind of thinking is there? I don't know. Once a student gets a PAL, until unless the student gets visa, should be able to use the PAL again and again. I don't know what kind of rule is that. Each reapplication we have to get the PAL again. Really troublesome for everyone. They are spoiling cases. We have to answer students. We don't have answers because we are dependent upon the university. University someday wake up and say, no, we are not going to give PAL in entire 2026. Withdraw all of your admissions. I don't know what to do in this scenario. Last year IBU did it. Quite, I don't want to use those kind of words. Very, very embarrassing situation for me. That time we had to convert all the students to some, we had to take the refund, and we had to convert students to some other university. We had to take admission. This year again, York Valley University is doing this. University of Niagara Falls is also on same line. Then UCW also on same line. Cannot be trusted. Any of these private universities cannot be trusted at all for PAL. Don't know what to do, what to say. We just don't want to do admissions in these private universities. We just want to go with public universities. But when the percentage is on lower side, less than 60%, less than 65%, less than 70%, then we have no other choice but to go with private universities. So not willingly, but forcefully, we have to go with private universities, and then we face issue with the PAL. We don't want to do it, but we are helpless in this particular scenario. So if possible, try to go with public colleges, public universities for your master degree. That is what I recommend. So private universities are great mess right now in Canada. So that's it for this particular video. I hope video is informative. If so, like, subscribe and share the video as much as possible. And if you want to apply with me, and if you want to discuss your case till you are PR, so I take care of the cases till PR, No other consultants have knowledge of almost everything. So usually people or consultants who are in Canada, they don't know much about study visa applications. Consultants who are in India, they don't know much about PR application. I am here who is having knowledge about study visa, parents visitor visa, spouse upon work permit, and then after landing in Canada, PG work permit, spouse upon work permit extension, study permit extension, and TRV application from inside outside Canada, Canada PR application, refugee application, humanitarian, whatever you want to do with me for Canada, I am ready for you, and I'll be able to help you till your PR journey and for your entire family settlement as well. So that's it for this particular video. And if you want to apply with me, if you want to discuss your case, please ping me on my WhatsApp number. I'd be happy to take care of your case. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. See you in next video.